which one of these recordings is better. So, Vince, are we already live? Okay, fantastic. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure we were already live. Okay, so I'm going to share the intro video that we have been working on line, and then we'll have Vince roll into his. So let's. All right, here we go. The one thing that I know. Good morning, sales disruptors. This is your chief sales sorceress, Stella. Is if you can go from hello to yes, you can have everything in life that you want. This is a formula that was created by Sean Cowdery.
Because you certainly were financially free and successful, but didn't have the resources to buy this island when you walked into the process. Is that fair?
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, put in a chat of what you think about that video. Like 1 being it was absolutely terrible, 10 being it was absolutely extraordinary. And then Vince, let's roll into the unblinded intro video.
Hello to yes on what you're looking for. I watch people get stuck in Frozen, and that breaks my heart. I was once stuck in Frozen too. The greatest superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people.
World is the ability to influence people. What a powerful statement. And I'm going to ask in a moment what that means to you, but put in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate that video? And then as we jump into this morning is, oh, that's getting way better. Oh, all right, we still got some innovations to do. So appreciate the feedback. So today is showing off the power of influence. And we have some contestants here. We have some judges here. So we're going to start off with introductions with the contestants first. And so you're going to introduce, you're going to have 30 seconds. You're going to introduce who you are, where you're at, and why do you believe influence is a superpower? And why should women learn this superpower? So why do you think it's important? And why do you think women should learn this superpower? So Molly, I'm going to have you kick us off today. Your name, where you're from, why is influence a superpower, and why should women learn it?
Got it. Okay. So I am Molly Murphy. I'm coming to you from my new empty apartment in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where my furniture is yet to be delivered from my previous home in Santa Monica, California. And influence is a superpower because most people don't know how to use it. And especially for women who have been told so many times throughout their life to stay quiet or keep sweet or whatever that may be, influencing others can be as easy as listening if you learn how to do it properly.
Love it. All right, Caroline, you are up next. Who are you? Where are you from? Why do you believe influence is a superpower, and why should women learn the superpower? Take us in.
So my name is Caroline. I live in France. I'm French, and I am a bioenergetician. And well, for my part, I realized that influence was really important to run a business, and without it, well, I could not do it. So, And I think many women, as Molly said, really believe that this is not for us. So I think it's really important to show example and show that anybody can do it, as well as women.
Beautiful. Love it. All right. So, Olga, you're up next. Who are you? Where are you from? Why do you believe influence is a superpower? And why should women learn this superpower?
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Olga Ostapenko. I am speaking right now from Toronto, Canada, though I do split my time between here in California. And I believe that influence, or learning how to influence someone, is very important, not just in jobs, but in everyday interactions with people, because I feel like that is the best way to get your message across, whatever it is. Maybe convince someone, maybe help someone, however that may look like. So I think that is a very important skill to have and to learn and to develop. So
fantastic. Thank you. All right. Next up is Jenna.
Hi. I'm Jenna Freisen, and I'm from Tacoma, Washington. And I believe influence is a superpower. I know it's important because when I was younger, I was like, I've always was really smart. I think I heard someone there was a meeting yesterday, and they talked about the same thing, but I was like super smart, I had no social skills. And when I graduated from high school, I thought I had everything. And I realized without the power of influence, I might know things, or I might have information that could help people. And I might even have a desire to help people, but without influence, I can't make that possible. So with influence, you can do pretty much anything.
Awesome. Awesome. Welcome, Jenna. And Miss Roslyn is in the house. Roslyn, welcome. So super excited to have you. So just so y'all know, Roslyn has been with us for a while. And, when I talk about, we place an agent on an offer that was greatly impacted by the pandemic and was still closing over 6 figures, that is Roslyn. So Roslyn, when she came on board, we placed her with an offer that helps salon owners go from 6 to 7 figures. And she started in March when salons were shut down. And even in March and April and all these consecutive months, she's still consistently closing over 100K each month. She is a badass. She is incredible. She is so incredibly heart-centered, and she is committed to her mastery at very, very, very high levels. And so Roslyn was going to be here as a judge, but then we got all the judges spots filled. So she's actually going to be showing off her skills at influence mastery today. So Roslyn, share with everyone, why did influence become so important for you to learn? And I'm going to actually ask you a different question, is why did it become important for you to learn, and how has it made a difference in your life?
All right, putting me on the spot here.
Yeah.
Influence is important. I feel it was important for me to learn really how to hold that container in many ways. So how to create that safe space and how to build that trust. And from there, once we're able to influence and create that safe space and build that trust with the potential client, then we are able to, I don't want to say sell to them, because that's not really what we're doing. We're impacting them on how they're seeing their life. We're offering them a different perspective than what they're currently seeing from their point of view. And from that place, being able to offer them a different perspective, being able to offer them change in their life, whatever that may be.
And how has this impacted your life? What has this, being able to, work an entire year in COVID, and because I remember when you first started with me and where you were financially, and you had stuff with your kids coming up and a lot of stuff was happening, and this was so important to you. And so how has being in this role impacted your life personally?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of ways I've been able to create more freedom just in my, excuse me, in my scheduling. I've gotten a lot more confident in my skills, which has also helped me to reach out to other coaches and work on other offers and things of that nature. It has impacted me in a way, you know, financially, where my husband was also greatly impacted by the pandemic as he worked in the travel industry, and lost his job that he was at for 10 years. And so I was the sole income provider of our family, and, you know, the mother of 2 teenagers. And it was desperately needed, that stability during this time. And it required me to up my level of influence and confidence and container holding while on my sales calls, because people were calling in, excuse my language, shitstorms, you know, salons, businesses that have been closed for months and not making any money, and panicked and I don't know what to do. So it's really challenged me to expand and build that like deeper trust and move away from the sales and move into service. It's been so much more serving. And from that place, you know, we've been able to reach incredible numbers in the company, but also it's impacted me financially and created more stability in my family. And thank God, husband's back to work after 7 months of being off.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And as you were sharing, I could feel, you know, myself like even tearing up. I am so proud of you, and just, you know, what you've been committed to and what you've been able to accomplish for you and for your family is absolutely incredible. And I am just so honored that you're here and so, so proud of you. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And our last contestant is Miss Sierra. So Miss Sierra, who are you? Where are you? And why do you believe influence is a superpower, and why should women learn it?
For sure. First, I want to say sorry for being late. I was having technical issues. But my name is Sierra Meyer, and I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I think that influence is a superpower because if you're doing it right, it's a win-win for everyone. Like if you're actually doing it from the heart and from like the right perspective and with good intention, like you're building yourself, you know, maybe your financials, your confidence, etc. But then you're also supporting other people too. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And Sierra's a new placement on one of our newer offers. And so she's back here practicing. So glad that you're here. All right. So those are our contestants for today. And so next I'm going to introduce 3 incredible, amazing judges that have come to contribute their time to up-leveling, you know, your skills and to be able to provide feedback so that you can grow in your influence mastery. So the first person that I'm going to introduce is Miss Tanya Raven. So Miss Tanya, I absolutely love and adore this woman because she has been committed to her mastery like no one else. And I remember when she first came on, and she's been committed to her mindset as well. And I remember when she first came on, and she knows this already, so it's not a surprise. I didn't enjoy her as much, I will say. I did not enjoy her presence as much. And we had very many direct conversations as such. But she was so incredibly coachable. In every conversation she had, major shifts were made. And within 6 months, she was one of our top placements, ended up with 2 of our offers and just crushing it at both. And she also came in. So Tanya, share a little bit about your story of like kind of where you came in, you know, just financially, you know, you know your story. So share your story where you were before and then where you are today.
Okay. Firstly, Bella loves me now.
That is true. I invited her to come stay with me at my home in Las Vegas. So that did happen.
We live together. I've babysat Dora, excuse me.
Yes.
And I adore you. So
yeah, I'm excited for you to share your story. Yes.
Yeah. So I left corporate in 2016 and went on my whole spiritual journey, and then came back to the center and really wanted to work again and had a really hard time finding work. And I live in San Diego. I wanted to find remote work that I was actually making money. I was in sales in corporate and I couldn't find work. And I tried so many different ways. And then finally my best friend introduced me to Bella, And yeah, there was definitely some resistance because it was a new way of doing sales. I was used to corporate sales with a corporate credit card and taking people out to dinner in fancy places and creating those relationships, like working for the Financial Times. So there was an adjustment, and I am coachable, and I was really looking for aligned work. So I didn't want to just join any or just be in any job. I was really waiting for that aligned position. And then I called in 2 aligned positions at the same time. So that has been an amazing, interesting journey. And it's definitely pushed me to my edges in my business. And I'm so grateful for it, because now I finally can pay my bills and have savings and really just be sovereign as an independent, powerful woman. So I'm excited for 2021, and I'm excited to see my bank account grow month by month. And I have Bella and Align Sales to thank for that. So if I can help anyone get into this tribe and also get a job and be empowered and sovereign too, that is a win for me as well. So thank you all for being here.
So glad you're here. So glad that you're here. Thank you for being here.
You.
I love you too. All right. Our next judge is also as extraordinary. And I remember when she came to us and didn't really have any much background in like the online sales space. She was a fitness trainer, and she was super uncertain. Like, do I actually want to leave that? Do I not want to leave that? And then she came in and ended up going all in and like created her exact dream opportunity. She was very clear on what kind of opportunity she wanted to work on. We ended up co-creating that, calling that in, and now she's just doing extraordinary. So Susanna, share with everyone like your story as well. Like, where were you? Because you also started with us at the beginning of the pandemic. So share with everyone like your story, where you were before and where you are now.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm super excited to be here. I'm also in Minneapolis, so Sierra, what's up? Yes. So essentially, yes, when I came to Align, it was actually the first day that I came to Align and started coming to the calls was March 18th, 2020, and gyms closed on St. Patrick's Day, so obviously on the 17th. I had no idea that was going to be my last day ever I was a full-time fitness instructor. So I was teaching 22 to 24 classes a week. And that is a life journey, life change that I had made about 3 years ago, going from corporate in a sales role, not necessarily online, but in a sales role. And I wanted to take this new, what felt more aligned to me and my personality. So I switched over to fitness, and never did I ever think fitness is an amazing place and an amazing space to be, unless there is a global pandemic. Then we'll probably be out of the job for a little bit. So getting involved with Align has absolutely transformed my entire life. My offer is, or at least at the time, was quite different. Would you say, Bella, than what the other offers usually are? So mine it's strict B2B sales. It's managed service outsourcing company. So I'm speaking with CEOs of companies. I'm their sales director. And it's just been the most amazing thing ever. It's hilarious to think, because even where I was less than a year ago from now, I mean, if you would have told me that this is what my life would look like, I wouldn't believe you. So anyways, it's been amazing, and it's made 2020 like the best year ever for me. So I'm excited.
Well, yes. And this is the first time I've seen you since you got married, because you got married in 2020.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
After much revision on the celebration part. Yes, but we did. So yeah, that was, I'll say that was the first best thing to happen to me, but second best is definitely everything that came about from Align. So yeah. I'm excited to see so many of you here right now too, because You can make it whatever you want, and the perfect offer is going to come along, even if it doesn't happen right away. It always does.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And what's super incredible, too, about Susanna's story is, when we're on calls, right, we all face objections. And at the time, like, she didn't have any background. So, we were offering a sales training. And of course, there was like a money objection. I just lost my job. Then there was like, I'm saving money for my wedding. Right. And so there was all these objections in the investment of our training, which is 2,500. And we overcame all of those objections because I was like, if you do this training now and then you get a sales job, think of like how much more money that you'll get to save for your wedding. And so it was like overcoming all of those objections. And it was exactly what happened. And so when you're leaning into objections with people, is like holding what is possible, because I knew what was possible. It wasn't like wanting her money or wanting her to do the sales training. Like, I knew what's possible. And here she is sitting here, 10 months later and having everything that she wanted. So being committed to the outcome for people is what this is all about. So thank you so much for being here. And then our final judge for today, I am so super excited to have Travinia on. Travinia and I had circled, we had been in circles. People were always recommending her. They were always recommending me. And we never had the opportunity to meet. And she has got an incredible business. She's a client of ours. So the position with her, we are looking to fill. And so I thought to have her come on and be a judge, because she'll get to like see who all the community, the tribe that we have. And some of you are even applying for that opportunity. And I so admire this woman as a business owner. When I think about who our ideal client is at Align, I think of someone like Travinia, who is a badass businesswoman, who has a heart, and is also, we also had a very frank conversation. She offered some very strong feedback, and I have so much respect for women who are willing to do that for other women, because that's really how we truly grow and accelerate. And I think she has one of the best offers that we have to fill. And so, Travinia, I'm so super excited that you are here.
Hey.
And let's share with everyone, like, what made you become a woman business owner and start your business?
Oh, it's such a great question. So first, I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a podcaster, and I'm a founder of a company called Priority VA, where really our mission is to help entrepreneurs grow their business, sharpen their leadership skills, and build teams that they can trust. So we place executive assistants with entrepreneurs all around the globe so that they can do less of what they hate, more of what they were created to do. So that's really kind of the crux of our business. But I started this business because I was an executive assistant, and I was torn between being a good mom, I have 4 kids, and being a good employee. And I felt like, stop it, like this, there's got to be a way that I can do both, right? So things that I really learned my life by, what pisses me off was the fact that 87% of businesses fail in the first 2 years. And it's mostly because entrepreneurs are overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to do things. And so their businesses die a slow death just right on that cusp of being able to make it. So that's really pissed me off. It broke my heart that I had to choose between being a mom and being a good employee. And so when I look at what problem I solve, is I place executive assistants, many of which are moms, right, working at home with these entrepreneurs. And it's like we get to solve all the world's problems, in my mind, by just creating kick-ass matches for entrepreneurs. So that's really the business that we're in. I need to answer this question, though, because I thought it was really a great question that you posed, is what is influence, and why are women the people to do it? I think that influence can impact and it can change generations, you guys. Hitler was an influencer, and it changed generations, right? Malala Yousafzai is an influencer, and she's changing generations. It just depends on how we want to use our influence. And I think there is no better position for us as women to be in than to change the country, to change our world for the better by using the influence that we have. And so it's absolutely important to me. I think that all of you that are here have an opportunity to make a massive change, not only for your own lives, but for the lives of the customers that you're selling to and for the clients that you're serving. So I'm glad to be here. Happy to help.
So glad you're here. Like, who else is inspired by that? Like, I loved how you answered that. It was amazing. So Awesome. All right. So are you guys ready to get this party started? Because I know many of you, like, I've been having Voxer messages and you're like, what am I coming to? What's happening? Like, I don't even know what I'm saying yes to, which, by the way, is the power of influence when you can get a room full of people to say yes to something that they don't even know what they're saying yes to. So here we go. Why we are out here to show off the superpower of influence. To go from hello to yes. So what this is going to look like is everyone's going to have the opportunity, all the contestants are going to have the opportunity to have a 3-minute conversation to go from hello to yes. And so I will pair you off and you'll want to tell your partner who are they being? So you get to set it up in any way that you choose. So some of you are here actually interested in the priority VA offer, right? And so my invitation to you would be, you would want to set your partner up with, let's say I was going to role play with Molly and I would say, okay, Molly, I want you to be a CEO of a company that I am, that's interested in hiring a VA and I'm calling you up. And you have 3 minutes to go from hello to yes. What we are looking for is what is your gravitational pull? How can you open up listening? So this is for the judges. It's like, how can you open up listening in that 3 minutes? Now, you're not looking for a sale in 3 minutes, because if you can go from, hello to a $10,000 sale in 3 minutes, I have something to learn from you. But it's going for that longer meeting to have a conversation, because a lot of times, even when you're calling up people, right, and you're interrupting them in the middle of the day, they may only have 3 minutes. And so in that 3 minutes, you want to open their listening, get to what a pain is, and then get a yes. Right. And so we're looking at what are your energy variances? So if you've followed any of the things that, we teach, I'll share it really quickly with you all here. So we teach the formula of influence, and there is a 4-step communication model. We actually use 5 steps because the heart method is, just being in your heart first, being here, being present. So before you go, just bringing your energy in, bring it present to the person that you're speaking to. And then step 1 is the creation of emotional rapport. So that's what we're looking for, is how quickly are you opening, listening? How quickly are you connecting to the person that you're speaking with? And then secondly is asking questions. What questions are you asking to get to their pain? Number 3 is the conveyance of your unique identity, or the problem that you solve, right? The problem that you solve. So being able to, I can help with, or we've done this, XYZ, being able to convey your unique identity. And then last is your agreement formation, which is the yes that you are getting. Okay, so that is your communication model. We're going from hello to yes. And then your 4 energies. So fun. We always say that fun opens listening. That's what gets people to want to talk to you. If you're calling someone up and you're like, hey, Travinia, this is Bella from Align Sales. Nobody wants to talk to that person. But if you're calling up and you're like, Travinia, this is Bella from Align Sales. She may not know why the F you're calling, but just because of your fun energy, she wants to hear more, right? So that fun energy opens listening. Aspirational energy gets people to trust you. So when you can inspire them with questions, right? When it sounds like you really care and you can inspire them with their questions, people will open up. Goddess energy gets people to love you, right? When you can truly come from your heart, and that comes from acknowledgement and validation, which is the 10 indispensable elements that I'll talk about in just a moment. But your goddess energy, when you can validate what people are saying and acknowledge people what are saying. Because Oprah held a stage and a microphone for over 20 years because she said to people, I hear you, I see you, and what you say matters. And that is so important in your hello to yes conversations, and that people feel heard, they feel understood, and that what they say matters. And so your 10 indispensable elements, I'm not going to get into all of them today because you're not going to cover all of them in a 3-minute conversation. But we talk about scarcity, and this is integrity-based scarcity, like the cost of inaction. This is not scarcity of, we have 3 seats left when there's 100, right? That's not integrity-based scarcity. Then matching and mirroring. So matching like someone's energy, right? So this is important variance. Like I have high energy, so you would want to match my energy. Trevinia's energy is a little bit more grounded, right? So you would want to, match that energy. So how are you matching energy? Acknowledgments, acknowledging people, like Trevina is a best-selling author, she's a podcaster, like those are impressive things. Like I'm so impressed, that you have done so many things in your life already. That is acknowledgement. Love is just conveying the love for people. Level 5 listening is you're listening for what is not said in the conversation. Energetic emotional transference is like, how are you transferring your energy to people? Like, are you bringing them to where you are, right? Are you being fun? Are you being aspirational? Are you being goddess? Are you being Zeus and bringing them to where you are? Which I just realized I forgot Zeus, so I will go back there. Reciprocity. You probably won't get to in your 3-minute conversations. Power of questions, you will definitely get to. And validation, validating how people feel. Probably not going to come up so much in these conversations, but can definitely come up in longer sales conversations when people are like, oh, I've tried all of these other things and nothing works, right? And to validate, like, I understand how that feels, right? Not making someone wrong for how they feel. So important. And then the triad of congruence is that what it is that you are offering is congruent with what it is that they need. So those are the 10 indispensable elements. Mostly what you want to bring present today, and what we're looking for is the matching and mirroring, the acknowledgement, the energetic transference, the questions, the validation. And then just to go back to Zeus, because I realized I forgot that, is Zeus is certainty. So I want to be clear that Goddess and Zeus energy are not male and female. They're just heart and certainty. Like certainty would be in Zeus, like when I was having a conversation with Susanna, and I was like, I am 100% certain if you come to our training and you learn how to sell like we sell, I guarantee you'll have the job of your dreams. Like I was so certain that this was the path for her, that she was not getting off the phone with me until it was done. Like that certainty is that when you know what you're offering will transform someone's life, and you are so certain that they need to have a conversation with you. Any questions on that formula? All right. Are we ready? All right. So let's see. Trevinia, choose a number between 1 and 8.
8.
8. All right. So we are going to start with Sierra today. And then, wait, Rosalind, did you need to leave early?
No, I'm good.
Okay, perfect. All right. So Sierra, we will have you role play with, let's actually have you role play with Molly. And so tell Molly who you want Molly to be. So you have like 20 seconds, tell her who you want to be, and then you'll take us in.
Cool. Molly, I would like you to be a manager of member services or member benefits for a trade association. So somebody who manages, I don't know if you're familiar with what that would be, but
she works a very long time in corporate.
Okay, perfect. And then you're located in Washington, D.C. So the trade association could be like in the construction world or some sort of trade like that. Sound good? Cool. Okay.
All right, take us in.
Hi, is this Molly?
This is.
Hi, Molly. It's Sierra calling from Benefix. Thank you so much for taking my call today. I know you're a very busy person and you manage more than just the benefits portion of your member services. So I want to make sure to keep today very brief. I want to just learn a little bit more about your businesses that you support and share a little bit about what we do and see how we can make a big impact together. So if you have just a few minutes still, is this a good time?
It sure is.
Awesome. So before we dive into anything about benefits, I noticed that you guys are located in Washington, D.C. So I just wanted to first ask if you're safe. How are you feeling about everything that's been happening there so far?
Yeah, thanks so much for asking. I have been working from home, so I am safe. We have not gone back into the office at all this year. So thankfully, when everything happened last Wednesday, all of us were home, concerned for the building that we work in, but more concerned for what was actually happening with our industry and in, the state of the world and all of that with politics. But everything seems to be leveling out, but TBD.
Well, good. I'm really happy to hear that you're safe. That's first and foremost the most important thing. But I did hear you mention that you are concerned about what's happening for your industry. Do you want to share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so with, the union and construction and all of the things with, moving from one president to the other, there's always going to be policy changes and, people that don't agree with one side or the other. So we are bracing ourselves for what's about to happen with everyone in the union. And hopefully we're mitigating the risk of what these problems may be, but we're preparing for whatever could come right now.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to hear that. So I feel like if anything, the last year has taught us is how to prepare for the worst. So how would you explain or share with me how your industry has been affected this past year?
Yeah, so a lot of things like, construction actually, depending on the area, is considered an essential service, right? So not a lot of our people have been out of work. However, when everything shut down in March, we also shut down. So, it's been interesting to manage all of the different people calling in, worried about their benefits because they're more worried about what's actually going to happen with politics as opposed to the pandemic. So we're just, again, taking a lot of calls and making sure that everyone feels like protected with us.
Definitely. Well, that's huge. So thank you for doing that for your businesses that you work for. I'd like to share with you a little bit now, if it's okay, how we can help ease some of that anxiety for the businesses that they're feeling and some of their employees as well. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So we did talk briefly over email, but
Okay, time.
Again, oh, shoot.
I'm going to count that those you got a yes.
Okay.
Because she did say she would be willing to stay on the phone with you.
Cool.
Great. So I'm going to turn it over to the judges, but just great job. So Sierra, your improvement week over week is phenomenal.
Thanks.
Why would you recommend that agents that are seeking opportunities to keep coming back? Why would you recommend that people keep coming back?
Well, personally, so I've been doing outbound calling, and with the pandemic and everything that's happening right now, I've barely been able to reach anybody. So this role play right here has really been like the biggest thing for me and like the most support that I've felt, I guess, and actual practice that I've received. So if I'm making that big of a difference, just coming back week after week, and I'm very new to sales, like I truly believe anybody would be able to do the same thing. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to turn it over to the judges, and you'll have 30 seconds of feedback for Sierra. So maybe one or two things that she did great, one or two things that she could improve, and then we'll give her a score from 1 to 10. 1 being like she was absolutely awful, terrible, had no energetic transference, didn't even follow the formula, and 10 being she knocked it out of the park and was incredible and amazing. So Tanya, we will start with you. 30 seconds of feedback for Sierra.
Okay, Sierra, great job. And I love your opening. So you definitely, checked in with her about current events and also explained what you were calling about. Molly is an excellent role player. I'll just want to say too, I've seen her role play before. So thank you for that. So great questions. And I want to recommend when you're listening to really listen, because it does seem like you're still kind of waiting to ask the next question. You are making comments.
And your score is
7.
Thank you.
awesome. All right, going over to Susanna.
Great job, Sierra. That was awesome. And yes, Molly, I don't know how you knew all those technical things. Yes, you did great. I loved the agenda. I loved that you were building rapport on topics that can be touchy. You seem to ask them in a really sensitive and relevant way, which I thought was great. And then similar feedback to Raven. I felt like after you asked the questions, there was opportunity to expand on some of her answers, and you could have gotten Molly to say a little bit more about anxiety or overwhelm that she was feeling. Get her to say those words, because
And
that's
your
what she's
score
not.
is?
Okay, thanks.
Oh, number is 7.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Awesome. And Trevinia.
All right, guys, I talk fast. You had good personal connection. You had active reflection. You used humor by saying preparing for the worst. You did a good job getting into the pain. You had head nods and smiling when she was responding. You asked for permission to continue the conversation, so that was good. Problem areas, you shift in your seat a lot. If you're on the phone, I don't care if you shift in your seat, but if you were doing video for sales calls for me, that would bother me. And you look away from the screen a lot, not sure exactly what that's about. And the only thing I would tighten up is at the very beginning, when you were talking about knowing that they're busy, that kind of dragged on for a long time. I'm like, oh, that feels too salesy to me. I would give you a 7.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Trevinia. All right, Sierra, a number between 1 and 5.
4.
4. All right. So Jenna, you're up next, and we will have you role play. How about with Olga? So who do you want Olga to be? And yeah.
An executive that needs to hire like a CEO that needs to hire an executive assistant.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Awesome.
Are you comfortable? Are you ready to be a CEO?
I think so. For what company specifically, or like what field? Sort of.
Whatever.
Actually,
Okay,
I'm gonna switch this up. I'm gonna actually have you role play with Rosalind, Jenna, because I feel like Rosalind can own this role quite well. Are you ready for this role, Rosalind?
I'm a CEO all day.
Yes, she can own this role. All right, Jenna, take us in.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi, Rosalind. This is Jenna. I'm calling to see if in the next 3 minutes I might be able to offer a solution that can give you some more time in your day and in your week so you can do less of what you hate and more of what you love to do. Is that all right with you?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
cool. I know as a busy entrepreneur, you have a ton of tasks that you hate doing. Is that true?
Yes.
What are some of those tasks that you hate doing?
Sifting through my spam and email folder, confirming clients for the following day, running errands, grocery shopping, those things.
Okay. What about scheduling clients? Do you
all things calendar I dislike.
Me too. So if we could put some more time onto your schedule by providing an executive assistant, someone to take over those tasks that you don't like to do, what would you be doing instead?
Good question. I haven't really thought about that. Probably spending more time focusing on growing my business, really, and focusing on my mental health and taking care of myself.
Totally. So I'm with Priority VA, and we actually staff highly trained executive assistants, so you can get that time back on your calendar, save you 20, 30, 40 minutes a week or hours a week, so that you can have more time to invest in yourself, to grow your business, and to do more of what you love. would it be worth 20 to 30 minutes to schedule a call today or tomorrow to look into that?
Sure. Yeah, I could do that.
Sweet.
Awesome. Jenna, I want to acknowledge, because I can imagine that was like super nerve wracking knowing Trevina is like sitting here and watching. So, a lot of, sales takes courage, right? Just the courage to stand up and do it. Like, you didn't run, you didn't and you knew she was going to be here. So it's not like you called in sick or like, I'm not going to show up. So like that first, I just want to acknowledge, your courage to, just jump right in and go for it. So congratulations on that. And then we will turn it over to the judges. And so we'll start with Susanna this time. 30 seconds.
Okay, I love your energy, Jenna. So if you have the choice between being on a Zoom call or being on the phone, you just have such a nice smile. I think you would do great on Zoom. I felt like with some of the questions, they were really yes or no questions, almost like you were trying to get Rosalind to answer a certain way, instead of just letting her tell you and expand on certain things and then finding where your offer would fit with her. Yeah, I think that kind of sums it up. It almost like trying to put words in her mouth.
And
that
your
would
score
be
is?
My score would be a 5.
Okay, awesome. And over to you, Tanya.
Okay, Jenna, my recommendation from the beginning is to start off with like, thank you for meeting with me. It felt really pitchy from the beginning, like too strong on the pitchy from the beginning. So really just work on your opening of more about just thank you for meeting with me. Likely they come through a funnel. So there is an agreement when they get on the phone. I would remove I know, because don't make assumptions about what you know about them. And when she talked about what she could be doing with her time, like really asking her, like, how would that feel? And ask for more of how Susanna mentioned, like, how would that feel?
And your score is?
5. Great job.
Awesome. All right. And Miss Trevina.
Hey, Jenna, first, breathe. Before you start, breathe. You can tell that your nerves, I could tell because you got super sing-songy. Hey, it was very sing-songy. So you say and a lot. So it would work. Those are filler words, mainly used when you're nervous. So just breathe. I'd rather you pause, think of your next question before you're going to answer it, instead of saying a lot. I liked that you gave suggestions, like your calendar, right? And so like, yeah, my calendar's a mess too, right? That's really great. But again, to echo the other gals, I couldn't tell what Rosalind's pain point was, because you were just filling it in for her. And then I liked how you asked, what would you do with your time instead? That was actually really good. So I would give you overall also a 5.
Awesome. Congratulations. Jenna, thank you for being back here and jumping right in. Awesome job. And then choose a number between 1 and 4.
3.
3. Okay. Up next is Olga. So Olga, we will have you role play with Caroline. And so who do you want Caroline to be, so you can practice going from hello, yes?
All right. I've never done this before, so please don't judge me too harshly. But Caroline, will you be, I guess, a CEO or someone hiring, I guess, salespeople for your company? Yeah.
I like this. Awesome.
Okay.
Are you comfortable with this, Caroline? You ready to hire some salespeople?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Olga, take us in.
Hello, Caroline. How are you?
Hello. Fine, and you?
Thank you for asking. I am doing great. I am just calling you from a sales company, and I was just wondering if you had 3 minutes to chat very quickly.
Yes, of course.
Perfect. So I was just wondering how the pandemic has affected you in these last 10 months, and how your salespeople have been affected, and everything of that sort.
Well, it has been complicated because regarding sales, it has been more and more complicated, and I really want people to be more and more skilled, and that's really hard for me actually to be able to hire people that are maybe more skilled than what I have currently to be able to make this pandemic a better place for me, let's say.
Absolutely. And have you been finding that sales remotely has been different since the pandemic, or how has that affected your business specifically?
It has been more difficult actually to trust people. Maybe I'm really in control, so I feel I really need to trust those people and to really have people I can really trust, because otherwise it's also difficult for me.
No, definitely. Having trust in your employees is of the utmost importance. So, what my company does is we actually attempt to set you up with very trustworthy, with very experienced salespeople. So I was wondering if you had time within the next week to get on a call that's a little bit longer and schedule an actual appointment to see if we could help you find people that you can trust and that you can depend on.
Yeah, I would love that.
Awesome,
yeah,
perfect.
Sure.
Thank you so much. So we will set up a time then.
Thank you.
Awesome job finishing 30 seconds early.
Oh, sorry.
That was awesome. Impressive. And for your first time here. And like, this is our first time meeting each other. So awesome job. So I'm going to start this time with Trevinia.
What do I have? I think you did good connection, obviously talking about the pandemic. I liked how you circled back to get the answer that you wanted about how her sales were lacking maybe because of the results of the pandemic. You did head nod, you did good reflection and mirroring of like, exactly, yes, that's definitely a problem. And I loved how you said, can I help you find people that you can depend on? Because that's really ultimately what everybody wants. One criticism, you said 5 times just during that little brief conversation. So is a filler word that drives me fucking insane. So just try to watch that a little bit.
And your score?
I would give you a 6.
Awesome. All right, Susanna.
Start my time yet. Great job, especially for your first time. Echoing Trevinia, yes, I could tell that you were very nervous at the beginning, but I felt like you started to find your footing, which was awesome. Caroline told you right off the bat that she wanted somebody more skilled than salespeople who are more skilled than what she has currently. So she gave you an opening to ask, what do you want that you do not have right now, that you could have repeated back to her later. But you did a really good job, because in the ask to set up the next appointment, you said to get somebody who you can trust and depend on, and you set the agenda for the next call, which helps manage expectations. I gave you an 8.5. I thought that was great.
Awesome. And Tanya.
Yeah, great job, Olga. I loved your energy. I loved your opening. I think you asked great questions. I would have really tuned in to her words a little bit more. She was using the words complicated. I would have asked, what is complicated about it? Like, just really use the words that they're using and then ask questions. And I loved, you did do that though. I loved how you used the word trust when she said it in your, what was it? Your yes, in your presentation of the yes. So great job. 8.
Awesome. All right. Olga, choose a number between 1 and 3.
2.
2. All right, Caroline, you are up next, and we will have you role play with Sierra. So who do you want Sierra to be?
I want Sarah to be a hypersensitive woman who is a friend of Bella.
Oh boy.
Okay. I mean, so I'm myself.
I was like, Raven could play that role too.
Just kidding. Okay, I'm ready.
Awesome. Take us in, Caroline.
Hello, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, I'm pretty good today. How are you?
Good, thank you. I had your number thanks to Bella. She told me that you were hypersensitive, and I'm basically helping hypersensitive women. So I really wanted to talk about it with you to see how I can help you for just 3 minutes. Is it okay for you?
Sure. Put me on the spot.
Awesome. So first, in order to better help you, I really need to understand how it is. How do you live? And with that, maybe how is it complicated for you at the moment?
Yeah, so it's pretty complicated right now. I mean, obviously 2020 was big for everybody. I lost my job in March, so I've been unemployed for a very long time. Um, my boyfriend broke up with me a few months ago, and I mean, the world's really just kind of crashing down on me. I live in Minneapolis too, so there's just been, there's a lot of change here too, and a lot of, protesting and everything, which was very powerful. And I tried to get involved, but it was heavy on my heart. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with me.
Mm. And
Mhm.
how did it affect you emotionally? How do you feel right now?
Oh, I'm probably at, if I was gonna say 1 out of 10, I'm at like a 4. I think, not having a job right now, I just don't have any structure. And I had a support system with my boyfriend, but that's kind of gone now. And I just think there's a lot of hate in the world that I wasn't really super tuned into before. So it's very stressful.
Yeah, I really understand you. And I really want to ask you also, what kind of person do you want to be? What kind of woman do you want to be?
Oh, I would love to be confident in myself and my own abilities, and not have a lot of questions floating around in my head all day. And I would love to be successful, and not just my professional life but my personal life too. So those are just a few things to name. Hmm.
Okay, that's really impressive. What about if I can actually help you to become that person who is confident, that person who can actually also handle her emotions and really go forward with this pandemic with more serenity? Would you like to have another call to dig deeper into that and to actually show you how I can help you with that?
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome.
Woo woo! 10 seconds early.
Good
Congratulations.
job.
Awesome job, Caroline. All right, let's start with Tanya this time.
Great job. I just being a hypersensitive person, I'm not sure I would like the opening of like, Bella told me you're a hypersensitive person. Like, I'd be like, okay, doesn't feel good to me. So I would just work on the opening to soften that up a little bit. So that's just for me. You had great questions, so great job. I would also comment on her pain a little bit more. You said one time that you understood. I'd love to see your goddess energy more with this sale and really coming into your heart and really like feeling. It's more about the feeling. The questions were good, but if the feeling isn't there, there can be a disconnect. So great job. And I'm going to give you a 7.
Awesome. Travinia.
Hey, all right. So you got right into her pain. I definitely would work on that opening. If you talked to me and called me hypersensitive right from the beginning, I'd probably be offended first. So work on that a little bit. I loved how you were going, like you were just like in agreement with her. And that sort of would have allowed me to open up a little bit more. I loved how you asked what kind of future woman do you want to be? You were future casting for her and like letting her see who she could be. But then you kind of dropped it when you said, oh, that's impressive. It was almost like I wanted to hear, ooh, that's possible. Would you like me to help you figure out how to get there? Right? Because she gave you what she wanted. So tell her how you'd help. And I would give you an 8 on that. You did a great job.
Awesome. Susanna.
Yes, echoing what Triviana and Raven were saying, just polishing up the introducing yourself and how you got her information, and to make it seem a little less like, ooh. But let's see, I thought your mirroring was really good as far as reflecting back to Sierra what she was saying. I think it's a tough offer because it's like pain, right away, and you really have to get into it. I think when you're setting up the next call, you worded it very much to me like a business transaction, like setting up another appointment, and we can help you and whatever. I would have responded better. Maybe this is just me, But if you said, can we set up another time to connect and explore a little bit deeper and see if it would be a match for us to get you to X, Y, and Z, just a little bit more.
And your score is?
And my score is a 6.
Awesome. All right. And Caroline, 1 or 2?
1.
All right. Next up is Miss Molly Murphy. So Molly, we will have you role play with Jenna. And who do you want Jenna to be?
I want Jenna to be a very busy mom that owns an Etsy store that sells hand sanitizer wipes. I'm a sales agent with Priority VA. Her business obviously took off this year, and she is located in South Florida. And that's pretty much it. We'll take it from there.
All right. You got this, Jenna?
Yeah.
All right. Molly, take us in.
Jenna, hi, it's Molly with Priority VA. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to talk to you because I skimmed through your LinkedIn and I saw that you went to the University of Miami. So did I.
Woo!
What year did you graduate?
2007.
What was it like going to the party school in 2007?
It was awesome. A rager.
Yeah, I hear you. So I also saw on your LinkedIn, because I like to be prepared for these calls, that your business took off this year, obviously, with the hand sanitizer wipes. And I did a little dive into, your Instagram as well. Saw that you have some kids. So tell me what 2020 was like for you with the hand sanitizer wipes.
It was unexpected and awesome all at the same time. But I'm home with my kids, and I'm also being a teacher and a mom and all that sort of stuff all at once. So it's been overwhelming, but excellent. All the same.
So how have you been managing your time?
Well, it's been a struggle. I get my daughter to help me. And I just, I have to manage my calendar and just keep up.
Wow. So what was it like when your business just skyrocketed in March?
It was really exciting, but it was also really overwhelming. And so I had to put some things on the back burner, like maybe mom stuff and even schooling for my daughter. So we kind of fell behind a little bit, but we just kept going.
Mom stuff. I can't even imagine how hard that must be.
It's also, it is hard, but it's also rewarding. So.
Yeah. So your business has taken off and you're still trying to be teacher and CEO and business owner. What support do you need right now?
Probably like maybe someone to handle like my calendar, even sometimes meeting with clients. There's times where I can't do it because I have to do something with my daughter, doctor's visits or that sort of thing. But yeah.
Okay. So if Priority VA would be able to provide you with someone to, give you that support, would you be interested?
Yeah.
Great. So what we can do is we can schedule a call to take a deeper dive into what you're looking for. How does tomorrow at 2 p.m. sound?
Perfect.
Great. Thanks so much.
Awesome. And this is why she is Molly Murphy, ladies and gentlemen. This is why she is Molly freaking Murphy. You are amazing. So let's start with Tanya.
Yes, Molly, you're amazing. I love watching you role play both ways. Great opening, great energy, great questions, great acknowledgement. I don't really have any negative feedback for you. I give you a 10. You're excellent. Thank you.
Woo-woo. She's like, yes, I know. All right. Susanna.
Amazing. Great job. So don't underestimate the power of doing research on somebody that you're having a call with first, because Molly got through to rapport in like 10 seconds. So That's amazing. I loved how you stayed really, really on brand with the offer by immediately connecting her to being a business owner and a mom. That is amazing. And also, when you felt like it was time to go in for the yes, you didn't continue to drag out the questions. She told you what she needed. You knew you could offer it. You scheduled another call. So that was amazing. And no, I don't really have any negative feedback. I really
I'd say
don't.
constructive, not negative, but your score is?
My score is a 9. Yeah.
Nice. Always room for improvement. Very nice.
Always.
Very nice. All right. And Travinia.
Do we get to say Molly fucking Murphy, or do we have to just say freaking?
Yeah, I think she'll go for that for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a 10. Your energy was a level 10. I actually love it when people bring energy because my clients come to me super drained. So they need that. I love that you were proactive in researching LinkedIn and all of that stuff. You tied teacher, mom, all of the sort of roles that a leader's wearing. You had great facial expressions. You even empathize. Like, I can't imagine how hard that is, right? Like, that's, like that little thing. What support do you need? That was a brilliant question. I don't have anything bad to say at all. It was just a 10, and thank you.
Molly fucking Murphy, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And last, but certainly not least, Miss Roslyn.
Hey, yo. I haven't outbounded in probably 10 years. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be an expansion for me.
This will definitely be fun. So we will have you role play with Olga. And who do you want Olga to be?
Olga, oh man, Molly, you just set the stage with like a specific business type and a mom. I didn't have that all planned out in my head. So Olga, if you could be a busy entrepreneur, just a busy entrepreneur, overwhelmed busy entrepreneur, that would be awesome.
All right, take us in.
Awesome. Let me just get into the space for a second. Ring, ring. Hey, is this Olga?
Hello, yes, it is.
Hey, Olga, this is Roslyn from Priority VA. How are you today?
I am doing very well. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much. Hey, Bella gave me your number because she thought I might be able to help you with something. She had mentioned that you are a crazy busy entrepreneur, and I wanted to see if you had maybe 3 minutes that I could ask you a couple questions today.
Bella was absolutely right. I am extremely busy, but I certainly do have 3 minutes.
Awesome. Well, I promise not to take up more than 3 minutes of your time. I know you are crazy busy. So you are a crazy busy entrepreneur. Let's say, Olga, what in your day, how many hours a day do you spend on tedious tasks, things that you might not enjoy doing in your business?
Oh, far too many. Probably a third of my time I spent on tedious tasks.
Wow, 30 time. Okay, a third of your time. And what are some of those tasks that you just don't enjoy in your business?
I think just the day-to-day scheduling and the follow-ups with my clients and things like that. And I don't know, just very tedious administrative tasks that maybe I would rather focus less on.
Okay, so scheduling, follow-ups, and administrative tasks. So Olga, have you ever looked into outsourcing this or hiring an executive assistant?
I have really been thinking about that, but I'm really not sure who exactly I'm looking for. I'm not sure how to find the right professional that would fit into my company with my personality, my business, and things of that sort. So, but it definitely has crossed my mind.
Right. Okay, awesome. So it sounds like it's definitely on your radar, but you're not too sure really where to direct your efforts and how to find this person. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. So Olga, if I was able to help you source out an incredible EA that matches all of your needs inside your business and free up some of that time in your business, would you be open to a quick call tomorrow and we can dive in deeper to that?
You know what? I think I would be. Tomorrow is a good time. So absolutely.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Great job, Roslyn. Great job.
It's been a long time. When I used to outbound, I used to outbound for like corporate stuff. So it's been a long time since I've had to outbound.
That was super fun. It was super fun to see you uncomfortable because I don't know that I've ever actually seen that because she's so good at what she does. And so that was actually really super fun to see you get uncomfortable. So Susanna, let's start with Susanna.
You did amazing. I loved all of your reflections. That's something that I think is just so awesome. I mean, you were mirroring back exactly what she was saying her issues were, which I think got you to the pain quickly, not in a roundabout way. So I believe you did finish in under 3 minutes to get her to say yes and hear more. So I thought that was awesome. And I loved that I don't know if it's just because of both of your personalities, but you had very equal energy. Like both of you are very grounded. So it was a nice match to see. So
And your score is?
I would also give you a 9.
Awesome. And Travinia.
Holy, good job for not doing that for 10 years. You kind of crushed it. I loved how you set expectations, and I love how you kind of dove right into what are the tedious tasks that you don't like doing, because if we can start to get people to think about what they hate, then we offer the solution, and that's just amazing. And I liked how you said, like, what is it that you don't enjoy? And then you had great mirroring and good repetition about, sort of saying things back to her. One other thing I really enjoyed is how you dove into what is your past experience, because that's something that is critical for us to know, how many failures they've had in the past about that. And you set it up well to nurture who she was looking for. I would give you a 9.5. That was great.
Awesome. Congratulations. And Tanya.
Yeah, Rosalind, great job. So good to see you, and great opening, great focus on the pain and getting to the questions, your questions, getting to the pain right away. I loved repeating back, and that's just such an important piece of whatever they say is to repeat back in their words. And you did that with so much grace and got to the yes beautifully. So 9, thank you.
Awesome. Fantastic job. Great job. Thank you to everyone. So would everyone like to see a little magic trick and how, like, I teach and train on this? All right. So Trevina, you ready to role play with me?
Let's do it.
So you are someone who posted in like a mom's group that, you're a busy entrepreneur, and you posted like, I'm looking for an assistant, like anybody recommend someone and help someone. And then I'm going to call you off Facebook Messenger.
Awesome. Do it.
Okay. Awesome. Ring, ring.
Hey, this is Travinia.
Hey, Travinia, this is Bella Verita, and we are in the Mom Entrepreneurs group together. And I saw your post that you are looking for an assistant. Is that something you're still looking for?
God, yes. Can you help me?
Yes, absolutely. So let me ask you this, because like obviously people who are looking for an assistant, it's because you're really freaking busy. So like, what has you so busy right now that you are looking for an assistant?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not necessarily that I'm busy. It's that I want to scale, and I want to scale fast, and I've realized I can't do it alone. And so there's a lot of things I'm doing I shouldn't be doing, like managing my calendar, my email. I'm being project manager for a lot of my team and the things that we're trying to get done. So it's more that I need a partner to come alongside me to help me than it is, that I'm overwhelmed. I want to get help before I'm overwhelmed.
I just want to like speak into the language that you're using. That you're looking for a partner. You're wanting to grow, you're wanting to scale. It's not about being busy. It's not about being overwhelmed, but what I'm getting is like, you see a vision, and you're not like, what I love about like what you said is you're not looking for an employee or someone to do tasks. Like, you're looking for a partner that can help you like build and scale, like with your mission in the world.
Yeah, I think, nobody's going to love this business as much as I do, but I want someone who loves it pretty damn close.
So someone who loves your business as much as you do. And if you were going to describe like the perfect person to be by your side in partnership with you to help you grow and scale, how would you describe them?
She organizes her life by using a Trello board, probably. She's the girl that's got the tampon in her purse and the binky there for, the Band-Aid in case somebody needs it. She's always thinking a few steps ahead of me. She's willing to keep me accountable to the things that I say I want to do, because sometimes I can get pretty flighty and have too much on my plate. And so she'll kind of hold me accountable and take care of me when I'm not taking care of myself.
So what I'm hearing that is someone who is prepared. They are organized, they are prepared, they can solve problems before even problems arise.
Always looking for the pothole down the road, right? So I don't hit it and blow a tire, for sure.
Awesome. Well, Travinia, we are a VA staffing firm. Is it okay if I share a little bit about what we do with you?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Awesome. So we have been in business for, and I'm going to make some stuff up because I don't remember. We've been in business for 10 years, and I actually started this agency because I used to be an executive assistant, and then I had 4 kids, and I couldn't, like, managing everything and kids and running a business was just too much, and I knew what it took to become an extraordinary executive assistant, and I knew what it took. And so we started this agency, and to date we have staffed over 500 executive assistants, and our rate of, once we place someone, they are there for the long term. This is not, we don't have a high turnover there. They stay in their positions for, years plus, and they've helped grow and scale companies for millions and millions and millions of dollars. Does this sound like someone that you may be looking for?
When can we start?
Okay, awesome. Well, we need to find out if we are aligned first.
Okay.
And so would you be available, tomorrow at noon for a longer conversation to see if we're aligned?
So I'm probably not available tomorrow at noon, but I'm available Friday at noon. Does that work for you?
That does work. I'll speak to you then.
Cool.
Awesome. How was that for you?
What I loved about it is that you gave me your backstory, right? And you aligned my why with your why. Right? And you helped me realize, so even the pain points, right? I said I wanted a partner, and you sort of told me our people stick around for years and they get results. So I loved that for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So Travinia, why don't you share, because we obviously have a panel full of agents here. So why don't you give a couple of minutes around like who you are and why someone would want to come do sales for you?
Oh, I'm on the spot. I am deeply passionate about who we serve. And we serve 2 people. We serve the executive assistants, right? Because we're placing them sometimes in contractor roles, other times in W-2 roles. And so I'm selling to them. And I'm also selling to the clients that need support. And so I'm really passionate about what we do and who we serve, because I've been the EA, being paid shit wages, doing a lot of work. And I've also been the CEO, overwhelmed and, struggling to keep my head above water. And so I think why we're a good fit for people is that I am honest as all get out. The word truth is literally tattooed on my wrist. So I'm never gonna tell you something that I can't keep my word on. And the clients that we serve are pretty amazing, with the caveat that they're all entrepreneurs and they're all freaking space cadets, right? So they are all over the board, and so reining them in is a challenge. Getting the yes is a little bit hard for a lot of these people because they've been burned a lot by their people. People do not come to me because they're good at hiring. They come because they have a lot of churn and a lot of revolving doors. So getting a yes from our people is, sometimes it's super easy. They know what they want. Other times it's really challenging because they're so afraid to pull the trigger again. They're like, oh man, do I really want to invest more money? And so the biggest sales obstacle that you'll have working with any of our clients is how do you position that we're going to be with them for the long haul? Okay, I don't offer refunds. I don't do any of that crap, but we're going to make it right, and we're going to make it work. And that's what you got to sell them on, is that we're going to be with you. We call it our don't do it alone guarantee, is that we will be with you through the long haul. I cuss a lot, so if that bothers you, you will probably not be a fit for my team. I throw pens, which is why I don't have an in-person team, because if I'm pissed, I throw a pen at the door. That's just my personality. I am a quick communicator. I am blunt. I am to the point. I can sometimes appear to be curt, but I just move really fast. And if I don't ever want anyone to be afraid, if I send a Slack message and say, hey, do you have a few minutes? It does not mean you're fired. It just means I'm moving fast and I need to talk to you. So that's something. I have historically done all the sales for our company. I have about an 87% close rate on our sales process, and it's because I'm relational. It's because I go first to build a relationship, and then I ask them how I can help them. I am not about selling to them. I want to get them to the right spot, and even if it's not me. Okay, so I like to have a whole bunch of recommendations that can be not us if we're not the right fit for them. You have all the permission in the world to not sell somebody something just because you can. I want to give them the right fit for them. What else? I am the research piece and understanding and knowing who our clients are before you pick up the phone or before you get on the call is really important to me. I think that's how we build rapport, and I think it's how we get to their pain point a little bit faster, right? So, I saw that you were just in Vegas at the UFC fight or whatever. What'd you miss as a result of that, right? And I like to paint the picture for them of what is possible for them, because so many of them are so overwhelmed they can't even see what's possible anymore, and I want to help them see that. So. Yeah. I don't know. Is that enough?
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much for being here and taking your time to be here, Trevinia. And what would you say to, other clients that are looking to hire sales professionals that are clients of ours? What would you say to them about coming on the Real Raw? Is it worth the time?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to get to see, especially people that are interested in your offer. It's interesting to see how they engage, both on the role playing side and in the seat of the salesperson. So I would absolutely encourage people to do it. You get a kind of behind the scenes look of how your person might do in the role.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And I want to say thank you to all of the judges for being here. And I'm going to come back to you in just a moment, but I'm going to pop over to a couple of the contestants because, some of you have been sales professionals for a very long time. Some of you are very new to it. So Molly, I'm going to hop to you first. Someone who is as seasoned as you are as a sales professional, like what did you think about being on the Align Sales Real Raw? And would you recommend, why would you recommend? So let me back up. Is, as a seasoned sales professional, you came onto the show. And so why would you recommend that seasoned sales professionals come onto the Real Raw?
Seasoned sales professionals often think that they're better than they really are. So when you get put in the hot seat, it's really great to get feedback in this type of environment and see how good you really are. So if you want to get some honest feedback, real time, increase, look at your skills and see if they're the skills that you thought that you have, then come on the Real Raw.
And so by show of hands, how many of you were impacted by Molly's by show of hands, how many of you were impacted by Molly's Hello to Yes? You learned something, yes. So there for you is some feedback on the impact that you made today. So thank you for being here. And so Olga, you are brand new to, this whole world. This is completely new. So for someone who is new and is asking us what is it that I'm coming on and why do I have to do this as far as my interview process to get a job? What would you say to them?
I think that even if I don't move forward, let's say with your company or in sales at all, just this last hour and a half has taught me so much about sales and about being persuasive and just how to kind of first build an emotional connection with someone that you are trying to persuade. Of course, that seems kind of obvious, but actually seeing that, engaging with other people, I don't know, this was all just very helpful and informative. And I don't know, I learned a lot. So thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And Susanna and Tanya, thank you so much for just coming back and contributing your time to be judges on the show. And so Susanna, how was it for you and why would you recommend someone come be a judge on the Align Sales Real Raw?
Being a judge. Well, I learned a lot too. I mean, I got to observe all of you. I got to hear feedback that maybe I didn't notice certain things that Treviana or Raven did. So that was good. And that was really helpful. And it's just awesome to see. It's inspiring to see people who are at the beginning of their Align journey, just because Raven and I went through everything together too. And so just to see to be reminded of what, what is possible is just I'm very excited for all of you who are on here. So if anybody needs a little boost, they should come back and be a judge because you guys are very inspiring.
Awesome. And will you come back and be a contestant sometime?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. And Tanya, how was this for you and why would you recommend someone can be a judge or a contestant?
Well, firstly, I will definitely be back as a contestant. That was super inspiring to see Molly and Roslyn, who I know have been in the sales game for a while. So I'll definitely be back and we're all mirrors, right? So my feedback it for someone else is also my feedback for me. Whenever we can see something in someone else, it's because we have done it. we can relate. So really, it's so helpful to practice, and that would be my biggest reason. And we're also a tribe. Like, everyone that I have met through this community are my friends, and I think about them, and I'm so happy to see you all. And we support each other in the Slack channel, and it's a really great community. So there's a lot of great reasons. And Bella's amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Rosalind, how was your time today? Like, are you glad you came? And would you recommend someone coming being as a seasoned sales professional as well? Why would you recommend someone come on to the Real Raw?
Yeah. So as soon as you asked me, everything said no. Everything in my body was like, heck no, especially as as a contestant. I don't even know what I'm contesting. So everything was no, but then it was like, no, but yes, like Bella has supported me so much in the last year, even with feedback and like, no, yes, that I support Bella when she asks me because she supported me so much. It was so nice to feel uncomfortable and to not be like, and to come off of my high horse, like Molly said. Like, sometimes we just get too confident, like we got this and we're the shit. And you know what? My shit stinks sometimes, and I'm not great at stuff, and I'm rusty at stuff. So it was nice to feel rusty and not great at something and like, ooh, that needs some work. So I definitely would recommend people come on here to constantly sharpen their skills. I'm always following people and trying to learn more, expand more. And I forget what questions to ask. I forget how to hit pain. I mean, just because I do it for so long, and then it just, yeah. So it's always good to come back here, sharpen your skills, and then go back out there and do better and be better.
Beautiful. And I really acknowledge your humbleness. And I think that's what truly makes an exceptional influencer and salesperson, is someone who's willing to go, you know what? My shit doesn't, my shit does stink sometimes, and to be open. And I am so incredibly grateful that you were here, because even with that, what you just said, the impact that you make and you continue to make in the world is absolutely extraordinary. So thank you so much for trusting me and saying yes and being here for me and ultimately for yourself. And so as we conclude Carolyn, thank you for being here. And for those of you that, are new and want to learn more about the opportunities that we have at Align, is you're going to be getting an email from me to book a 30-minute call. So just click that link and book your 30-minute call, and then we'll see how aligned we are. If we have offers that suit for you, or what it is, how it is that we can support you. So when you get that email, just make sure you click that link. And for everyone, just thank you so much for being part of the Align Unblinded Real Raw. And if you have people that are interested in being salespeople and you want to recommend them, make sure you tag them, because this video is being posted. So make sure you tag them in this video, because we'd love to interview. And for all of you, I am just so incredibly thankful that you have joined us here today, because you have all made such a difference in each other's lives. And it has been beautiful and magical. And I love you all, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.